Hi, Dave here, and this is a new episode in the art review series, and today we're going to check out the work of Tobias Kwan. Now, I do recommend you check out his website, tobiaskwan.com, because he actually doesn't have a lot of work on ArtStation. It's very limited, actually, and I do recommend you check out his website instead. I will link the link and all other kind of relevant links in the description below. And I did pick out some images from his ArtStation and from his Tumblr. He also has a Tumblr. And yeah, he has kind of a lots of styles. He does inks, he does paintings, even traditional paintings, and some very more refined pieces, kind of design types of stuff. But I'm not going to focus on stuff like this because it's not really what I'm trying to go for anyway. So let's proceed. So yeah, this is his ArtStation. Very limited. Very sad. But anyway, so he does have a very, I think he's heavily influenced by the kind of fine art kind of realm. Very conceptual in a way, where it's kind of ethereal. I'm not sure if those are the right words for his kind of thing, but it's kind of out there, very spiritual in a way. Now this one is kind of a fantasy kind of thing, very dark. What I do like about his work is that he often likes to show off it's not so clean, and that's what I like about his work. Very impressionistic, and that's kind of my thing, impressionistic types of artwork. And I do like seeing a lot of his brushstrokes. He does go into detail in some parts to define, say, even the hands, for example. They're just silhouettes essentially. It does have a few variations of value to kind of suggest some kind of form, but it's mostly just one brushstroke after another, and you can see this kind of layering of brushstrokes. I am actually kind of seeing a bit of Jeff Simpson in his work, a bit of Scott Gadill, right? And multiple kinds of artists, because many artists actually have this kind of fine art kind of lean, and it does tend to show up in their actual concepts or illustration. I actually like the fact that it's kind of sketchy but very presentable at the same time, and I think that's actually where I want to lead my work more towards too. And I'm still trying to find my own kind of pace, my own kind of process, right? And Tobias Kwan, oh, he also likes to add some like soft lights, or like soft focuses of light, where a certain part is kind of lit and everything else is kind of dark. So you can see these kind of patches of light. Not necessarily, they're not sharp per se, but they're very kind of soft, right? And again, you can see a lot of his brushstrokes in this kind of view, and I think it gets the job done. You can still kind of see the form, but yeah, I like it. And I do see a lot of brush variety. I think he does blur some things, or maybe he does use some kind of soft brush in the beginning, and then kind of defines it with like harder edged brushes. Oh, and I think he also does sell prints of his paintings and artwork. Very conceptual. And here you can see a lot of the brush strokes, maybe the sketch beneath. I think this is some kind of vulture snake. Oh, this is my favorite piece. It's very and look at the way he does the brush strokes. You can see a lot of it. Very, very impressionistic, right? Look at how it's not even fully defined, but if you kind of zoom in, zoom out, it's kind of still, it's very understandable. You can tell which side is in light. You can tell the form of it. It's very well suggested, and you're kind of just filling in the gaps, right? And I love the hue variety. I mean, there are oranges, greens, blues, pinks, reds. Yeah. So this kind of lighter part is kind of warm, and then the shadows are kind of bluish, I feel. Fuck, it's so cool. And again, look at how it's not even that fully like, it's not a full illustration, but it's a very presentable looking piece. So now, even the mouth is not fully defined. It's kind of like a crab kind of mouth. It's kind of vertical. Ooh, freaky. And I love, look at this chaos. Fuck. One brush stroke after another. I think it does use some kind of square brush. Oh yeah, it's kind of set in the directional mode. You can see it in some of the, whenever he kind of turns the brush, kind of whenever he does kind of a sharp turn, you can see this kind of break in the brush spacing. So this could be a directional brush. Not a bit of brush variety here, but not too much. He kind of relies on the same brushes. I think he did use a smudge tool here. But yeah, I do like the fact that it does have some consistency in the brushwork. It's kind of, it makes sense. It's actually a bit finer here because there's like more detail, more kind of changes in terms of colors, hues, values, right? So it's going to look a bit sharper here compared to the head actually. But oh, and he also does like a lot of line work sketches and stuff. I didn't actually expect him to make these sorts of things because this one is actually kind of detailed for me. Very interesting design, right? Whoa. And he does put some basic shading. And look at how it looks like a 3D model, right? Because of the way he handles the shadows and light. Very interesting. It's kind of like a 3D render with kind of a line filter, right? Fuck. And he has a few of these. He even does like traditional ballpoint pen, I think, inks, drawing, sketches. I do recommend you check out his website because he has like different folders for certain types of artwork. And here you actually have, wow, this is a cool mech design. Maybe he did start with the silhouette and then he drew over the silhouette or the kind of basic shape design, and then he went in to define it a bit more. I mean, look at that. I think this was done digitally, right? Obviously, right? Fuck, look at the amount of detail in this bitch. Zoot, zoot, zoot. Oh yeah, I think this is some smudge tool use here. Look at that. Very impressionistic. Lots of hue variety. Blues, yellows, reds. Bluish, purple, red, pink thingy. Very artsy kind of guy. Ooh. There's a bit more detail in the face, obviously, because that's kind of the main focus. And look at that dash of light. It's very Jeff Simpson-like. And the reason why I say Jeff Simpson is because I did review his work first, so I'm going to think, fuck, it's Jeff Simpson, you know? But the painting style is different. It's a bit gouache, and I think Tobias Kwan does like to use gouache in his traditional paintings. I can't really tell whether someone is using gouache or oils, because I know if it's watercolor, but that's pretty much it. Gouache and oils are kind of, I can't really tell yet, because I don't have like enough experience and everything. Look at the design. Fuck. I love this kind of chick in the back, kind of like an angel. Excusez-moi. Oh, is this Feng Zhu's flat brush? I think it's Feng Zhu's flat brush. Oh, I think this is it feels like traditional. It feels or looks kind of like a mixed media kind of thing. Like a traditional, like an actual traditional painting, but this is obviously digital, right? Again, very fine arty. He did add a few graphics in this one, the kind of dots. Ooh, I think this is digital, right? Fuck. Very interesting design, painting, very conceptual, very fine arty again. I'm not sure if it does oils. I think these are of the same, like these four are of the same, oh shit, these three are of the same series. And this one is pretty different. It's kind of similar to this one. Smudge tool here. I think he did manipulate, maybe he painted something in the beginning and then distorted it to kind of put it in the ground, right? So you can see it's kind of, the ground is kind of distorted, right? It's kind of a flat image that was distorted, right? Jesus Christ. Very interesting character. I love the brushwork. Very painterly, very, again, impressionistic, very confident, right? And it's kind of just not so tight, very loose in a way. I mean, obviously there are like tighter areas, right? For example, in this kind of thing, but it's kind of very playful and me like it. So let's proceed here. So this is kind of his Tumblr page. Look at that. It's very artsy again. Very solid brush here. Just a basic like round brush perhaps. And this one feels very mixed media-ish. I like it. I think he did use a smudge tool again to kind of drag some paint around. And I've actually been recently using the smudge tool and seeing if it kind of works for my own kind of process, painting process, and it seems to work. Look at that, smudge tool. He does use the round brush here, a very solid one. Not a lot of opacity in some parts, in some areas, yes, but he does like to keep some areas very solid. And again, very kind of mixed media. It has a mixed media kind of look. You can see a lot of the brush strokes. It's not super refined, not super finished per se, but it's a bit more detailed in the top, obviously, because that's kind of the main area, right? But very loose in the bottom. Oh, look at that. Lots of, it's very interesting. I love the colors though, very warm, and then there's some kind of cool spot here where her hands are kind of, or arms are kind of cut off. Fucked up, bro. The horn, I think these are horns, and it's kind of pointing in. Or tentacles? I think they're horns. Very nice suggestion of human anatomy, right? You can see the kind of rib cage here and the kind of belly. And look at it's so kind of graphical in a way. It gets a bit more painterly at the top, but here in the bottom it's very kind of graphical. Almost kind of like an editorial kind of illustration. Very big, bold colors and shit. And again, round brush, right? You can even see some of the spacing, I think. Where the brush is not actually completely smooth. And I do like that variety of hues here, the greens, the oranges, right? Some neutral grays. It just adds a bit more life, right? A portrait. I think, yeah, this is a digital portrait thingy. Very opaque looking. I don't see a lot of opacity in his work, actually. It's very opaque. Right? It's a bit more opaque. It's kind of in between, but it leans more on the opaque side where it's a bit solid. You know, like the brush strokes are solid, I think. It does have a bit of opacity. I'll say that. But again, he does have a mixed media kind of way of painting. You know, like a very kind of hybrid way of painting. Oh, this one is very fine arty. It's a bit more detailed here. And look at the way he did the background. That's very fine art-ish. Very kind of abstract. Fuck. Very conceptual as well. The face is well done. Ooh. Oh my, this could be some kind of kaiju? Excuse me. I think it's some kind of, a smush-faced dragon. Great. Wow. I think he did use some gradient maps later in his process. That's kind of my feeling. But damn, did he use some texture here? I'm not sure. I don't see a lot of photo textures in his work. So that's kind of interesting. Look at that. It's kind of, this one feels sharper, and it is actually sharper. Fuck. This one's a bit more detailed compared to this guy. Right? But look at that. Christ. And I actually like these sorts of concepts where you're kind of igniting creativity, or you're igniting or inspiring more art to happen when you make a piece like this. If it's kind of good looking enough, it can kind of motivate you to make more, or make others kind of motivated to make more. And I don't think I'm the type of guy that's going to be the detailed type of artist where it's very finished, you know, and you can essentially make a 3D model out of that thing, or out of the art piece. I think I want to be more of like Tobias Kwan and many other artists that are very artsy, you know, very conceptual and impressionistic, of course, right? Oh yeah, I did show this. And yeah, I think he did use the flat brush, the famous flat brush of Feng Zhu. I think it is a default Photoshop brush before in the older versions, but I think it disappeared. Looks pretty cool. Cool. Oh, I think this is a traditional piece. I think this is a gouache painting. Look at that. He does have a nice traditional background, so you can see this kind of thing in his in his work, right? Oh shit, I skipped. Yeah. So even in his traditional paintings, lots of hue variety, lots of blending, very artsy. You can even see that kind of soft light here, where there's a focus here, a soft focus here, a soft focus here, and everything else is kind of dark, right? Very interesting. This one I think is a traditional piece as well. I think it's gouache again. I can't tell. Whoa. Oh. And for his last piece, this one is pretty cool. I'm actually feeling a bit of Arash Radkia. I did an art review of his work I think a few episodes ago. I think it's because of the headdress, the head design. It's kind of evoking the same kind of thing. But look at that style. Fuck. Step aside, bitch. It's very chaotic, but I like how it's a bit more, obviously a bit more detailed in the face, right? But look at how he handled the design of the shape is there, but the way he made the shape, it's not just one big solid color. It's he kind of suggested the shape by painting multiple shapes. It's almost like a collage way of painting. Very interesting. And look at the variety of hues here. You got the greens, the blues, the reds, right? Some yellow, brown thingy. Maybe some texture brushes in the beginning, and then he did use some very solid round brushes here, right? And it kind of shows that you don't need like the most kind of artistic kind of brush. A simple round brush. Maybe some with opacity, some that's kind of solid. With those, you can kind of make very, very amazing artwork. And I think he did use the smudge tool in this area. I can definitely see some texture here in the background in some parts. It's kind of showing through. But look at that. It's very collagey, very mixed media-ish. Yeah. Oh, some softness here. Maybe he did use some kind of soft brush. You can even see it in here. Wow. It's so random. So anyway, that's it for the work of Tobias Kwan. I do recommend you follow him on ArtStation, Instagram. I think he also has a Twitter. I do recommend you check out or bookmark his actual website because he has like way more stuff there. Let's check it out. Let's fuck? See that? It's a bit more full. It does have like concept art here, right? Now this one is more, it's more kind of design oriented stuff. I'm not really into that. I mean, they're cool, but I don't want to be that guy, you know. I'm very choosy. Oh, right? Some miscellaneous stuff. Oh, what the fuck? Damn it, Kwan. Maybe traditional? Oh, I think he does sell these as prints. And he has a lot of these sort of sketches. Is that a Muji pen? I think it's a Muji pen. Even the whole grid thing here is kind of like a Muji kind of design. My sister likes this kind of stuff. The Muji stuff. The Muji pens and shit. I do like the notebooks, but the pens are kind of boring. Maybe the sketches are kind of way cooler. Oh, oh, look at that beast. Oh, let's check out this chick. Damn, again, look at that opaque round, simple round brush, right? And some texture, maybe in the beginning. I did like the kind of creature in the bottom. Let's just go further. Oh shit. Sketches. I think his website is actually kind of running slow. I think it's because he has a lot of work. Or maybe that's just on my end, but I'll check this guy out. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Fuck. Oh no. I see that. There's like so many things going on. And again, round brush, simple round brush. Some of it does have kind of like a soft like thing to it. It's kind of a mix between opaque and opacity. This one does feel more like it was built up with brushes that had a bit more transparency in it or opacity. I'm not sure how he achieved this part right here. It's very Jeff Simpson-ish. Fuck. Let's go back. I like it. I like it very much. And I like seeing those kinds of pencil-like strokes. Very small brush strokes. I hate it. His website is kind of slow, or maybe it's just me. What is this? Oh. Oh, this one feels very colorful. Very round brush, very basic brush actually. Not a lot of opacity here. Wow. You do see some of the initial sketch. He probably did in the beginning. So it's kind of like a nice conceptual look. Excuse me. You know what? Let's go here. Oh, holy shit! This is kind of like a dragon. That's kind of a weird face, actually. And again, oh, he did use some texture brushes here. Some kind of square brush again. Whoa, dog. This one feels very smooth. I do like this kind of look where it's a bit like you can see like a lot of like there's a difference between each kind of shape, right? And it just looks more interesting that way. Oh fuck! Look at all these muscles. I think he did use a smudge tool here, perhaps. Maybe not. Look at how he showed that muscle. It's kind of soft here. I'm not sure if he uses kind of like a mixer brush, but if you kind of see or zoom in a bit or kind of just focus, there is some kind of softness to it. So maybe he does use kind of a soft brush in some parts. I wish there was a video. I look at that variety of hues, right? It's kind of, this whole thing is kind of in the warmer side, but there is kind of a variety of hues in it. So it's going to look a bit more natural. You can see some of the line work here, I think. I'm not sure if this was done after or before, and it's just kind of showing through. But again, it's not super like detailed, right? not super kind of highly defined. It's kind of like it's a nice concept, and it looks nice, you know? It's what you would expect from a concept artist, right? He does call himself an illustrator, and I think it's because of his traditional paintings. He does sell prints, so maybe that's the more illustration kind of side, but these are awesome. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, that's it for Tobias Kwan. Keep painting and stay free.